Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Suncorp Stadium for the first test between the Wallabies and the Lions. What a game in store today. It is a bit of a rainy evening here in Australia. A stacked out Wallabies side, including some very dangerous players. The centre combo of Len Ikitau and Suali looking to devastate in that area today. The Lions team stacked with a lot of very interesting picks this week. No Jack Morgan in that back row has caught a few people by surprise. The return of James Lowe out on that left wing, matching up with Hugo Keenan. Blair Kinghorn not in the squad after picking up his knock. And what a game in store for us today. The weather conditions going to make this one extra exciting. A couple of players really needing to step up. Lot of talent on this field all in one go. And some players who have impressed across this Lions tour so far. But can the Wallabies cause an upset today, as Tom Liner will be the man to get us kicked off and underway. As he kicks straight down the centre of the park there, right into the arms of Hugo Keenan, lifted by his two fellow Lions players. And the ball slow to come out, and the ref wants them to use it, and eventually, it's Tyke Byrne playing in the 6 shirt today, able to make a bit of a break. The Lions obviously been able to identify that line-out's going to be an area of big competition today, so bringing in Tyke Byrne in the 6 shirt just gives you that extra jumper. They do also, of course, have Ollie Chesham on the bench. Always excited for him to come on, but also can play either lock or in that 6 shirt, so got a bunch of diverse players to come on in this game. As James Gibson pops off once again, this time to Jack Cohn, and gets absolutely hammered by Joseph Suali there, not letting him get any sort of momentum going. And eventually Jameson Gibson Park just kicks them downfield towards the wing of Harry Potter there, who is able to pick up the ball and gets it away like the wizard that he is on the inside pass. And Australia have their first set of possession today as they play out the back there to Tom Liner. That's a great pass on the back by him as well. And the Lions just trying to hunker down for the minute. James Lowe has come all the way off his wing to try and defend this midfield as well. But Joshua Lee with that earlier tackle manages to make the break and just wants to play the territory game for now. Puts the Lions team back towards the edge of their 22. Australia obviously identified that the Lions have had a few issues at the line out, and this will be a first test here for Dan Sheehan, and they just play it safe. They go to the front. Wallabies not contesting that one, and it will go into the arms of Tui Pilotu, just charging up towards that edge of the 22. And Jameson Gibson Park looking to just try and relieve some pressure there with a box kick. It's not the greatest kick in the world, but will eventually get out. James Slipper's gone over to have a word with the referee, obviously. Just wants to keep all the teams honest, looking for penalties. We know these big test matches can come down to very low single points. Penalties can be all important in these results, as the Wallabies have their first line out of the game well collected and take it in. And eventually Harry Potter springing out of nowhere down the wing, making a lovely little break, and puts the Lions all the way back up towards their 22, as this time Len Ikitau charging it back inside to Liner. Just really trying to pressure around the ruck. We've seen a couple of those little one-off passes. And there's a great break by Tom Wright, nearly managing to get all the way to the try line. Hugo Keenan putting his body on the line for that one, and they'll still try and get it out wider this time. It's got over the try line, hasn't managed to put it down. Wallabies injecting all the pace, and Suali, who has been absolutely everywhere so far in this game, is the first man to get over the whitewash and score a try. Did think potentially Jeremy Williams has got a try there. Did get over the line. Not greedy, not selfish. Did well to get that ball back, and what a great handoff there by the outside centre to go over for this opening score. And the home side crowd is getting awfully loud now in the Suncorp Stadium, as Tom Liner just wants to calm things down, take a few deep breaths, and just line yourself up. Got to be converting these kicks today. That's a lovely one. Straight through the middle of the post. Not a lot of power on it. Just enough to slot it through. And it's a good kick. And Australia will take an early lead in this game. 7 points to 0. And the Lions have been on the back foot so far, and they will need to shake it up as the rest of this first half goes on. Team talks potentially already being thought about for half-time. There is a very high ball. Gets us off and underway. Collected very well, to be fair, by Alatoa. Lifted into the air. Maybe not a usual standing for the tight head prop, but it's good work, and does able to collect the ball. And that's another great break there coming in by Nick Frost this time. But the Lions able to run that small interception line and are able to get away with the ball. And Ellis Genge steps in at scrum half and does manage to get that ball out there. To Tommy Freeman. And how good has this boy been across this tour so far? Goes for a grubber kick. Maybe a slightly late tackle, but does able to recollect the ball there is Len Ikitau. And Australia just sat back now in their own 22. And Tom Liner trying to get them out of troubles. Found grass. It's a nice kick. Gets across to Hugo Keenan. Oh, he's picked it up on the bounce. And he's got a bit of momentum with him. Still going. Great tackle by try scorer Suoli. Not letting him get through there. I thought Hugo Keenan, what a great counter-attack. He's had a couple of nice injections into this game already as they go out wide now to Dan Sheehan. Just breaks through one tackle and eventually shut down by Tom Liner. Gibson Park doesn't want to let that momentum slow down and does get a bit of a short ball there from James Lowe out. Tommy Freeman might not thank him too much for that one. Still looking to add pressure as Dan Sheehan once again. Oh, huge carry up and this time into Tyke Byrne. He's got a man outside him. Oh, it's an offload to Hugo Keenan. And he's been busy today. And he's got over for his own try now. Great offload, Irishman to Irishman. And able to get it across. It's one thing that Tyke Byrne does offer you. Is such a hard carrying player as well, but also just getting those small pop passes away, looking for those extra passes, and it's nice work to put Hugo Keenan in the corner. And it's over to the next conversion of the game, which will be Finn Russell's, who's had a good percentage across this Lions tournament. He's been awfully impressive in that fly half shirt. It was very competitive with a couple of the English players also looking to try and put their hand up for that fly half position, but Finn Russell really has grown into his own across this Lions tournament as this kick, oh, it's absolutely perfect. Straight through the middle as well. Not an easy kick. And he's happy with that one. Little smile to the crowd. And Hugo Keenan, grateful. Maybe could have got it a little bit closer to the post to have helped his fly half. But good kicking percentage for Finn Russell. Able to keep that run going. Doesn't need an easier conversion. As Tom Liner then, to restart us. Can the Wallabies mix something up? Not the greatest set of possession for them, really getting stuck in their own 22. It was an interesting kick by Hugo Keenan, picking that ball up so well on the bounce in that last phase, doing extremely well. As this time they play out wide to James Lowe, who is able to just about get a boot away. It will go back to Tom Wright, who's always dangerous on the counter-attack. Great offload out to Len Ikitau. Oh, and Ellis Genge just getting his arms wrapped around. That's a big tackle into touch, and I don't think the Wallabies will be too happy with that play. Could have just taken it into contact earlier. And the Lions will have their line out just on the halfway line, and they'll looking to see where they're going to throw it. They go close to Captain Maro Toje, makes a good leap there. That's an interesting pass from James to Gibson Park right into James Lowe, struggling a bit to make anything of that one, and Gibson Park just wants to play this territory game as Finn Russell chasing this one down like an absolute madman, gets in for the double tackle. Able to get that ball away though, Tom Wright, very well played by him, and the Lions trying to attack that midfield. Lovely out the backdoor pass once again. Len Ikitau today has just been a superb distributor to be able to get those passes away, and passes like that will cause this midfield all sorts of problems. They finally do manage to get it out wide to Harry Potter, and Hugo Keenan once again getting across to make a tackle that had to be made. And they go back inside to the try scorer, Suoli. And the rest come over to have a word there with Joe McCarthy, just getting off the line a bit too quickly. Wanted to play the advantage, but not going anywhere. Has pulled them back. And this could be in kicking range for Tom Liner, but the Wallabies turned it down. They've gone for that line out, potentially a 5-metre driving maul here, just to try and put them back in the lead before half-time as Matty Fessler sets himself up. Composure needed, not quite got as close to that 5-metre line as they would have wanted. It goes long. Oh, Maro Toje does so well to be able to pick that one out of the air and takes it back for the Lions, and they will be able to survive that one as a box kick goes in just to relieve some pressure. Not quite making it towards that halfway line, so Wallabies will have time for one more line out. Got to be a little bit better though. Got to have that accuracy working for you. Sometimes going for the extravagant throws, not always great. This time they play it safer. Just go to the front. Take it in by Jeremy Williams there. They've set up for the maul, but not really making a lot of ground. And yeah, they have to play it out as Harry Wilson throws a bit of a dummy line there. Oh, what great handling by the men in gold. And they've got the ball away now. And Tom Wright still making ground. And eventually Tui Pelotu has to step in to save the Lions. They'll head towards that left-hand side and still trying to make ground. That's a good tackle coming in this time by Joe McCarthy once again. Oh, that's a bit of a looping pass. Great play, though, by Fraser McWright over the top of his own head in order to get it into the arms of his teammate. Oh, but the ball's gone loose and Tommy Freeman swoops in. He doesn't need any second asking. He will take that ball straight away, and The Lions want to see if they can make any sort of distance. Not looking like they're going anywhere there. It's a good tackle by Rob Valentini. And James Lowe says, just put this one off the park. They'll go in at half-time, 7-all. It's a fierce old competition down in the Suncorp Stadium. Let's see what goes on in the second half. Well, it's a mouth-watering prospect for any rugby fan. The Wallabies going up against the British and Irish Lions in a game where the Wallabies taking a lot of the stats on their side. Territory and possession both going in their favour. 66% of territory today, and they really made it pay early on in this game. The British and Irish Lions really struggling to find a way out of their own half. Trying to go through the boots of Gibson Park, just trying to relieve that pressure. But the handling game from Australia has been absolutely brilliant today. Getting those inside passes, a few offloads, charges down the wing has been Harry Potter. But how good has this man been? Joseph Suaalii making a couple of fantastic breaks in this game. And eventually, after the unrelenting pressure from the men in goal, able to get over for the first try of this game. Conversion coming in by Tom Liner. Puts them out to an early 7-0 lead. And the British and Irish Lions had to fight back. Not a lot of possession or territory in the first 20 minutes of this game. Eventually, being able to build a bit of an attack, pinning the Australia back in their own half. A nice relieving kick did find grasp, but Hugo Keenan on the counter-attack brought them all the way back in. And eventually it is Hugo Keenan, after starting that attack off, was able to get over his try over in the left-hand corner, converted by Finn Russell to take it to 7-all. Australia finishing strong, really putting the British and Irish Lions under pressure. That penalty coming in for offside from against Joe McCarthy could have potentially been a three-pointer just to put them in the lead at halftime, 10 points to 7. Determined to go for that line out, but didn't quite work out for them. Team talks needed at halftime. Changes on the bench, absolutely stacked sides. Let's see what changes up in the second half. The team talks have been gone over then for both of these sides. The Lions to get us kicked off for the second half. Finn Russell. Once again, we can already see the benches of both sides. We're going to do a few warm-ups now. Maybe changes needed later into this game, as received well by Matty Fessler there. Held up by Jameson Gibson Park. Not really making a lot of ground. Now the movement begins to come in. The ref letting them play on. That's a lovely out the back door pass once again. Have the Lions been able to identify the changes needed to shut down those offloads? Got to take man and ball. And there's a great pass as Len Ikitau wants to get the Wallabies off to a strong start here. Takes them up to the halfway line. They've shifted back towards this right-hand side. Oh, that's maybe a pass too many, as Dan Sheehan goes for a chop tackle, just shutting them down there. And Len Ikitau, making the break around Tom Curry there and sliding through. Another one. And Jay Gordon is on the end of it, and the Lions rushing back. The handling coming in absolutely fantastic, and they've moved up to the 5-metre line. They go out towards this right-hand side as Jeremy Williams goes for it, but it's a good shot coming in by Tyke Furlong, not letting him through. And just like it was at the start of the first half, the Wallabies putting all sorts of pressure on Lions in absolute defensive mode here. As Jake Gordon shifts it back towards his right-hand side. Oh, that's a big tackle, and Maro Toje straight on that. Not able to get on the ball, though. And still adding pressure. Oh, but it's that boy again. Joseph Suaalii goes over for a brace of tries today, sorry. We'll be looking for his hat-trick. Len Ikitau's been such a big ball carrier in the second half. Maybe operating as a bit of a dummy player there. Ducks out the way. And Suaalii takes the line through the middle to get over. And the Lions desperately rushing on. That centre partnership maybe not working today, as on comes that boy, Bundyaki. Maybe just to swap it up, maybe to add a bit of defensive pressure. We know what a big, big tackler he is as well. Got to shut down the Wallabies outside centre as Tom Liner sets us up for the next conversion of the game. That's a nice kick as well. It's looking like the kicking is going to be on point today, even with some relatively rough conditions. Kicking has been absolutely on point, and that man there having an absolute blast today out on this field. As the Lions have come with a few other changes as well. You can see Ben Earl there coming on in the back row. As Jack Conan's gone off, we think that actually might have been a little bit of a knock sustained. So he's come off as well. Marcus Smith still looking on from the bench, as Finn Russell still remaining on in that 10 shirt for now. Of course, Marcus Smith able to also cover that fullback shirt, but Hugo Keenan having a good game so far. As Maro told you, they've got to be careful. Looked like he was running offside, and that's a lovely kick straight through by Len Ikitau, and the ball slow to be picked up here. Oh, that's a bit of a loose pass going out by Hugo Keenan. The Lions just feel a little bit disjointed today, not quite working to their best as we've seen them over the course of this series so far. As Tommy Freeman just trying to make a few extra meters out towards his halfway line, as James gives a park once again, opting to go for this kick into the arms of Rob Valentini, who doesn't need any questions asked about which direction he's heading, directly forwards through anyone that's there. And the men in goal back on the charge again. Jeremy Williams with another solid handoff, and the Lions putting a lot of pressure on that breakdown there. Not able to come away with the ball. Turnovers have been hard to come by today. The Wallabies are absolutely prepped for that breakdown work. We've seen it across the warm-up games for the Lions, how good they've been at that breakdown, and really not letting that ball go today. As this time they play out towards this left-hand side once again. Suo Lee just slippery to get down to the ground as Ben Earl goes in once again. Missing a tackle there. Oh, that's a lovely break this time coming in by James Slipper. Plays that inside pass out once again. The Lions asking questions of that breakdown, though slightly isolated. And does look like they've managed to come away with the ball on that one as they play out towards this right-hand side. And Tommy Freeman making a break, tries to go for a little kick over the top. Hugo Keenan chasing this one down, but won't beat Jake Gordon. Back to it, gets a lovely handoff and a double tackle from the Lions. Somehow, Jake Gordon's got that ball away and managed to keep that one live and tries to get back to play scrum half. That's a very loose pass though, oh, and that's why you've got to let the scrum halves take precedence over your loose head props maybe at the ruck time. And that ball is loose and runs into the arms there of Curry, who breaks it away to Hugh Jones, trying to outrun a loose head prop, but Tom Wright does well to get all the way back in that fullback position. And now questions being asked this time as Tommy Freeman runs into the brick wall. That is Alan Alatoa not letting him through. And Finn Russell this time tries to play something a little bit different, plays that inside ball, and Tom Curry not making any ground either through there. The Lions very, very bunched. At the minute, they play up the short side as Will Stewart this time taking it on. Just looking for where those options can possibly open up. They do eventually play it out towards this right-hand side. A bit of a looping play with Bundy Arkey. Trying to find that room. We can see the Wallabies bench begin to warm up as well. Oh, there's a little bit of a show and go by Finn Russell to dive it over in the corner. Just got on the outside shoulder of the back rower and will go over. Talking about whether or not Marcus Smith should be coming on. Why do you need him on when you've got a fly half that can run? The little jinky line around just got on the outside shoulder there of Valentini. And then Max Jorgensen not really on that wing where you want him to be. And it will be an easy slide over for Finn Russell as this game is now 14 points to 12. And on comes this man, Andrew Callaway, looking to add a bit of pressure in a back three that maybe hasn't been quite as vocal today on the pitch as you'd be expecting. Some talented players, Harry Potter, Max Jorgensen, Tom Wright's been having a good game, but Andrew Callaway always want to add a bit of excitement into this team as Finn Russell steps up for a kick, swirling round, and just about gets on the inside of the post, and he's happy with it. It gets over. It's 14 all. Only 10 minutes remain on the clock. Subs benches looking on. No other players coming on. Let's see what will finish off in this final 10 minutes as a high ball goes long and eventually Dan Sheehan gets onto it. Jameson Gibson Park made the call for it and ran completely past the ball. Don't know what's happened there. A little bit of miscommunication and the Wallabies have opened up all sorts of room down on this wing. Oh, and Tommy Freeman's got a bit of room to work with, and it has to be that man, Andrew Callaway, stepping in. First action on the pitch for him today, and absolutely necessary to be made as Ollie Chesham up into that crash ball now. Just can't afford to let the Lions have any sort of possession building at the minute as Bundy Arkey charges straight through Andrew Callaway this time. Adding all sorts of attacking pressure now. They go short. Oh, Andrew Callaway did well not to be caught for offside there, running a bit of an obstructive line. Gibson Park obviously trying to target that as a potential penalty opportunity. And James Lowe making his way around, but not on Len Ikitau's watch. And I think he's done brilliantly at the breakdown there as Len Ikitau has taken that ball back for them. And Suo Lee, what a great little kick out. Does able to get that ball away. And Hugo Keenan, oh, he's found a gap from nowhere in that defensive line. And they managed to break through. The clock has turned red. This could be the final action of this game as Bundy Arkey charging down the line. Who's he got with him? Just takes it into contact as Jake Gordon absolutely smothers him. And the captain, Mauro Toje, asking questions as well of that midfield. The men in goal defending very, very well. And I think they've been able to get their hands on the ball once again, but running it in to Hugh Jones. Not the area to go for. And Jake Gordon tries to clear. It's not the greatest kick in the world, and Hugh Jones will recover. And just takes it back into contact now. Lions looking to try and build once again from here as Bundyaki gets shut down by the captain, Harry Wilson. Not letting him through there. The line's so tightly bunched together, but eventually it does get away here to James Lowe. Plays a little cheeky kick over the top, and eventually does manage to recollect his own kick on the bounce, and the Lions have moved up right towards this Australian 5-metre line. They play it short this time. Oh, to Mauro Toje. Tried to cut on the inside. Doesn't work for him, and in goes Bundyaki. What a massive impact he's had into this game today. And they'll shift it back left this time. There might be a man overlap here. Oh, James Lowe plays a loose ball. Can Hugo Keenan pick it up? He doesn't manage it. And that does mean the first game of the Wallabies versus the British and Irish Lions will be a 14-all draw. What an interesting scoreline it is to get us started out in this 3-test series. No golden point being played in this one. So 14-all is how it will remain at the end of this first game. Do we reckon this could be something we could be seeing on our screens on the weekend? Or do you think the Wallabies or the British and Irish Lions will take the win? Drop it down in the comment section who you think will win the actual game. And we'll set ourselves up for Test 2 coming up next week between the Wallabies and the British and Irish Lions with some changes to the squads, of course. I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.